Hi, and thank you so much for joining us. You join me, Neil, in my dining room. I'm just about to get a cup of tea, and over there, it's James Mabbott, Creative Manager at WebVids. Hi, James. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Wimbledon in my flat, Neil. Neil, I know this is really, really not important, but it's important to me right now. You're getting tea delivered to you while we do this.
It's called Wife-a-roo. It's a bit like Deliveroo, but when you're married, your wife brings it across from the kitchen to you. I make my fair share of cups of tea too.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've not been in the office for a while, but I don't think that's true.
Doubt that, yeah. Okay, so if you're watching this, thank you so much for pressing play. This is something we're going to be doing now and again throughout the lockdown process in the UK. Bear with me in 1 second. Here comes my Mr. Strong mug with my tea. Thank you very much.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
I'll just put it down there. So this is something.
Is that what you think of that? Is it? No, I just put that there. Thanks for that. Didn't really want it.
We're going to be talking about some digital trends that we kind of keep our eye on, and some things that we feel that you might find are useful. And there's a couple that we want to go through today. I think the first one, which I wasn't actually going to mention, was the Rodecaster Pro. Now, the Rodecaster Pro, if you're into podcasting or doing any sort of virtual streaming, James is actually using it right now over in Wimbledon. The Rodecaster Pro is a desk, a mixing desk with various mics channels and USB channels and Bluetooth, so you can put a phone into it. And it's got some sound pads down the side as well. We'll put a flash up an image of that on the screen now for you. So that is a little mixer that we had first in the UK, and we were demoing with, when was that? The start of last year?
I think it was probably last January, yeah.
Yeah, so about January. And it's a piece of equipment that has revolutionized the way people make podcasts, because you don't need to take a lot of equipment out. You can take the Rodecaster Pro, which costs about 400 quid, and you can take a couple of microphones, a couple of XLRs, and there you can record everything in the actual mixer itself.
I think it's still massively underutilized by people, actually, as a piece of kit. I mean, it's a really good piece of hardware, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because it's not so well known about, or if it's, I mean, the price point and it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very well made. I mean, we use lots of Rode stuff, as you can see, and Rode makes some fantastic mics, and this is a brilliant addition to their line. But they've just had a firmware update for the Rodecaster Pro, and they keep doing this. They keep adding more and more features, and unlike other things where I would say, look, less is more, this is just brilliant. It gets better and better and better. By the way, that's my son that's going to be running in a second. Better and better and better through this process. Hi, Tate. Enjoy your Coke. All right. See you later.
Nice to be involved, isn't it?
He loves being involved. So the Rodecaster Pro update this time has really unlocked some special features. So it's given you the ability to tweak all of those audio settings like compressor and aural exciter and noise gate and de-esser, and you have sliders in there to actually change everything. So lots of hands-on stuff that you can do with sound. There's also the ability to transfer podcasts from the actual card in the machine to your PC or Mac, but then have them transcode on the fly from WAV files to MP3 files, which saves you lots and lots of time. There's multi-track recording and extra bits of that have been added to this update, including the mix minus as well. So the mix minus is really interesting. The mix minus is something that broadcast use for when they're talking to external people on the phone or video conferencing. So that stops people coming back on themselves. It's the mix minus the person. And in the desk itself, you've got a Bluetooth and you've also got a jack in that you can put a mobile phone into. And both of these channels have a mix minus, but now they've added the mix minus to the USB in and out, which gives you some more possibilities of taking people in there as well. So, I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, have a look at it. It's on Rode's website. You can find the Rodecaster Pro pretty much anywhere. But if you're wanting to up your game with podcasts and do some live streaming, that really is a a good little desk.
I mean, accessibility is the biggest thing for me. I think, when you look at a more conventional mixing desk, it looks so big and scary and technical, especially if you're not that familiar with it. And, the reality is with a lot of podcast production, you don't necessarily require all that functionality. And what they've got right with the Rode desk, and especially with the updates, is it's so accessible, like going through the menus, and obviously if you're hooking it up to your laptop, it's going to be something that you're more accustomed to. And it's a lot of people that do their own podcast production, or even like platforms like iHeartRadio and stuff, they send out people those H4n Zoom recorder things to record from home. I would say that is technically a little bit more fiddly than actually using a Rode desk, which is way more powerful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like I said before, if you haven't yet checked it out, it's worth you doing that. Also, another piece of equipment we won't be touching on today, but it is over here to my right-hand side, your left. It's the Blackmagic A10 Mini, and they've just added the A10 Mini Pro. They're kind of prosumer range of video switches to their range, and it is just, I mean, it's a fantastic thing to use. Okay. So that was an aside. So how long this bit's going to be, I don't know. So we've noticed a couple of things over the past 7 days. The first thing is obviously the amount of quizzes people are doing online, and what that's done to somebody who makes acquisitions of companies with HQ Trivia. James, take it away.
HQ Trivia has been kind of going for a few years. And you'd be familiar in the UK as well, because there was a UK version, but it abruptly came to an end back in February, and there was quite a few news stories about this drunken live broadcast that happened. But within like a sort of a period of 6 to 8 weeks, this acquisition that was meant to have happened that fell through, didn't work out, led to the end of it. Well, it did get acquired, whether it's by the same individual organization, who knows at this stage, but it's back. They've streamlined the offering a bit, and they are sort of matching prize money with charity donations as well. But it seems like they've hit on something, right place, right time. Although it was popular before, you've only got to go on Facebook or any social media platform that would allow you to do it. Everyone loves a quiz. Everyone's doing a quiz at the moment. Everyone is a quiz master to varying degrees of quality. But the market's there, the desire's there. People are at home. They want something entertaining, something to engage with. And it's sociable. It is sociable at the end of the day. And I think someone has acquired that, seen an opportunity, and I think definitely the right thing at the right time. But I think they're back doing daily quizzes.
Yeah, I mean, quite interestingly, they used to have lots and lots of presenters, and they were treating it as like a TV quiz show channel, and now just taking it back to one presenter, streamlining it down, but keeping that offering that everybody seems to want at the moment, which is, to be honest, it's just engagement. It's something to do while you can't do anything that you normally would do. So I'd love to see the figures, albeit somewhat sad in some ways, on digital gaming and kind of betting and casino play, because I reckon that quite a lot of people will be, unfortunately, spending too much money in those scenarios at the moment. But HQ Trivia is really, I think it's a really good offering, and we've been talking about quizzes over the last week, and I think that in one of our future chats we'll kind of reveal to everybody exactly what we're doing. If you do want to check out a little bit on that, you can find a story on our WebVid site at the moment, which is webvid.com. Just go to the latest news section and you'll see James's piece on something that we built in there. But we will have more news on quizzes going forward. So
you see my face.
Yeah, we can see your face.
At the top, the most important bit, I'll be looking like that.
You wanted to talk about Amazon Shopping TV, because that's something that you've kind of seen more of during this kind of lockdown period. Everyone's been on Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, I think people have got different viewpoints on Amazon from an ethical standpoint, but you know, let's just remove that from this conversation from now. I mean, they've obviously seen huge demand and upturn in recent weeks, and again, that's something that's probably not going to go anywhere. But Amazon Shopping TV, it's not something that's like really hit hugely. You know, they've essentially got their own version of QVC on Amazon. It's Amazon Live, and I don't think a lot of people, particularly in the UK, know about it. Um, but it's very, very interesting, and I just wonder if in this time where people are working more virtually, they're based at home, they are doing a lot more shopping and purchasing through sites like Amazon, even though people, you know, were obviously using it before, there'll be people that weren't or weren't using it as frequently, which will now be looking to that option. So I just sort of wonder if there's going to be any further uptake on that. And it's very interesting what they do with Amazon Live, because obviously they've got your data. And, you know, when I went through to my Amazon Live to see what was on, the first thing is it has a lot of pre-made content. So there's a lot of, you know, 1 hour programs or infomercial style ads and stuff that are loaded into these playlists that are in like a bank of content, but they do actual live content. But as it stands right now, that's heavily restricted. But you know, I've recently been looking on Amazon for fitness equipment, and why wouldn't I? Gyms are closed. There's only sort of so much activity you can do. So when I go through to my Amazon Live to see what's on, immediately the stuff that's playing to me on my channel straight away is fitness. You know, fitness videos, it's infomercials, it's people using kit. Underneath, it's linked with all the ads of like, hey, here's the stuff you've been looking at. Maybe now you're watching this, you might want to make those purchases. So it's quite smart, but it's got the ability to be much smarter. And you know, there's some technology that, you know, I've seen trialed, which I could see feeding into the Amazon Live and the Amazon sort of shopping experience. But the demo I saw was specifically linked to sports, and I've discussed this with you before, where there was a kind of a scenario where you were watching a game and you could click on the live game whilst it was happening, and you could like click the football shirt or click the advertising board or click the ball and you could buy it. It would like add it to your shopping cart, and you know, your advertising you'd see on your Amazon live stream would be different from what I'd see. Those billboards around the ground would actually be tailored to you and what you view. So, you know, I think they're going to continue to look to explore how they can make that a more personal experience. But yeah, I just wonder if those behavior traits of people might adjust. You know, I mean, I'm not a fan of sitting and watching QVC, but you know,
yeah, I think it's really. I mean, I love Amazon as a company that focuses on the customer, and I don't think I have anything bad to say about what Amazon have been like for a company, a supplier of goods or a
well, I mean,
middleman.
they are ultimate customer is always right, aren't they?
Yeah,
Customer first.
totally. I mean, for me, I mean, if something hasn't turned up and I've contacted them on live chat, it's always been sorted out. Sometimes they've said, look, if it does turn up later, just keep it and we'll send you another one. You're like, what? You know, we all know that there are other mechanisms that Amazon make a lot of their money on, but they're very focused on the customer. And I think that when you're talking about things like advertising in football, so the advertising hoardings being the things that you're interested in, and it's different to the ones that you're interested in. I mean, it's all scary stuff when you look at it from above. You're like, oh my God, they know so much about me. But honestly, do you not want the experience to be more about you? Like, do you not want it to have the bits in there that you're interested in that could be of benefit to you? And the answer I keep coming back to is yes. You know, when I go onto Amazon, I buy a lot of electronic stuff. I see a lot of stuff that comes out that I wouldn't have seen if it wasn't showed to me. So I think that is a brilliant idea. I think Amazon Shopping TV, with all of its technology behind it, absolutely will be a thing of the future. It's bubbling under. there's going to be loads of people watching it. I've had some experience in infomercials and those sorts of TV channels before, and I know the demographic of people that watch them, and I know that they're very popular. In certain parts of the UK with a certain demographic, literally they will watch that over something like Coronation Street in EastEnders. And so I think, going forward, that will be very good. So Amazon Shopping TV, I'm looking to see that kind of go to the next level. But something quickly that we've got to talk about, which I think is probably the biggest breakthrough in entertainment online streaming. I'm going to say ever, but it's close for me. So Mixcloud Live. Now, if you're a DJ, if you've watched some DJ streams on Facebook or YouTube and they've come down because they've been blocked because of copyright music being used, which is, totally right. If you're using something that isn't yours, why should you be allowed to use it if you haven't paid for it? Even though I have done some streams on Facebook and YouTube before. But anyway, it's become very frustrating for both sides of the coin. It's become frustrating for the DJ that's trying to get to their audience. It's become really frustrating for the audience that wants to get to their DJ or their hero or their pop band or whatever. Copywritten fingerprinting is in lots of these platforms. Mixcloud Live. So Mixcloud is kind of the brother or sister of SoundCloud. Not too sure it's owned by the same people. I don't think so. But where SoundCloud is individual tracks, Mixcloud is where DJs can upload their mixes, and Mixcloud is a platform that is licensed with all of the record companies. So if you upload stuff to there, they will leverage that, pay it back, do it somehow, either with finances or with contra deals on adverts or whatever. But it does mean that your content doesn't get taken down. And it means that you can use everything and you can reach your fans. But that was only in an audio way up until this week. Yeah. So they brought it forward because they've seen exactly what's happening. And they are charging for it, but the first 3 months during COVID-19 are completely free. It's
the 90-day free trial is just
exactly. So many people are doing that at the moment, but I can't see a professional DJ or even a DJ that has 50 people that they just want to get to for friends and family and play some stuff to them. I can't see them not using this platform. This platform is licensed, which means your streams are never going to be taken down. The only thing that's going to affect you is the stability of Mixcloud's actual platform. If that goes down, then your stream goes down, but not because of any other reason. So I'm massively excited. I've already seen people starting to stream on there. When it goes into a paid mode after 3 months, it's only $9 a month. Are you talking about people like Tiesto and people like that not paying less than $10 a month to be able to stream to unlimited audiences with loads of music that they don't even own?
Yeah, but even if you're a small, artist, really, a DJ, you kind of, what that price is Netflix, isn't it? A month.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Well, actually, you just said something that's just kind of made me think about something else, which is nightclubs.
Yeah.
So nightclubs, right? Forget about individual DJs, right? Now nightclubs can have a live stream from their nightclub into Mixcloud Live, right? So if you're not going out to that nightclub, but you're staying in, you're having a drink on a Saturday night, but you want that soundtrack, now you don't have to listen to the radio. You could actually listen to the club that you normally go to and see it. So this is video too. And the great thing about this platform is it's got an API. So it allows you to put a stream key into OBS, which is an encoder, or into anything else like Wirecast. And it allows you to get straight into Mixcloud and straight out to your audience. So you can do overlays and you can do graphics and you can do multiple switching. And it's HD. It's mind-blowing how good this potentially could be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great as well because obviously they've got those pre-existing licensing situations with labels, and making this step now will be proof of concept to those labels, because that's always been the thing that somewhat helped, the music industry. And, you know, that was why there was so much illegal streaming of music. And then finally, you know, you started getting the streaming platforms, and it's kind of like the next stage of that. And I think that proof of concept, and it will be successful. There's just absolutely no way it will not be successful as long as the platform doesn't fall down. I think they have warned, because it's still technically in beta testing. You might still get a few bugs, but that's to be expected. Hence, probably the free trial as well. But Facebook, YouTube, they're going to be scrambling, I think. Yeah.
Well, they are, but I think they're going to find it difficult because they have different methods of making money. They're going to have to leverage it via ads, because, you know, you wouldn't. The difficulty is everyone's used to be able to use YouTube and to stream for free, right? And that's been like from day one. So if then YouTube said, well, no, if you were going to do this, it's now going to cost you this, I'm not too sure. You'd be like, well, I'm not too sure I want to do that at YouTube. At Mixcloud, I think they're coming at it from a paid angle straight away, where you're then comfortable with paying that amount of money. You can see it. It's also a very specific service. It is a music streaming video service.
Yeah, I agree. So, I think it comes down to people, though, doesn't it? You know, I'd imagine YouTube and Facebook. I mean, obviously, Facebook made their whole sort of shift to challenge Twitch, didn't they? Like very, very recently. But I think they'll be banking on, I think you're quite right, financing probably through advertising, but it's that convenience of one-stop shop, isn't it? We'll keep you on our platform and you can do everything.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you could stream inside of Facebook Live and not be kicked off, and use all those comment boxes and reactions and, you know, all the other stuff that Facebook pages have to promote your stuff out without being in fear of that going down, then great. I just, you know, I'm not too sure that they can actually do that at the moment. I don't think. And also, what you got to also think of is how many other people are on the platform doing stuff at the same time with you as you, right? So, you know, someone like Facebook and someone like YouTube, yeah, they're going to be balancing up the loads of streams and information on their servers, sure. But if you've got a Mixcloud platform, which has way less amount of people that are going to be on it, let's face it, it's not going to be like a Facebook situation. There are going to be, hopefully, hundreds of thousands of people streaming on Mixcloud. So they're going to make a good amount of money, and they're going to be able to leverage that with record companies. But if they've got the technology right and the server structure right, it's not going to be a situation that it's going to go down a lot, hopefully, fingers crossed. And there's not going to be a hell of a lot of bandwidth that's going to be shoved across that platform. So it's going to make for a better experience. And hopefully you'll be able to get an embeddable player, and you can just kind of plug that into a post on Facebook, on LinkedIn. You could potentially, no, I was going to say you could restream it out to YouTube, but the problem is you're then in copyright breach.
Yeah, so you are. Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got your Twitters and stuff where you can put that Mixcloud Live embeddable player in and still get out to the same amount of audience. Maybe just not in a really slick way, but
yeah, really, I mean, it just depends where your audiences are and how you want to engage them. You know, I think you'll see people who want to do sets go straight over to Mixcloud. It's about convincing people, you know, to get involved on that platform, especially if they're not as familiar with it. Totally. But I mean, time will tell. We'll wait and see. But I think it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you so much for kind of sitting with us over the last 25 minutes or so, just kind of shooting the breeze, looking at digital trends this week and talking about some tech. James and myself and some other members of the team are going to be back over the forthcoming weeks as we talk about more stuff that we do. And I think the next video we're going to put up, James, you're going to be talking to our motion graphic artist, Parastu, about a really exciting project that we've done over the past week and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Thank you so much for watching this, and check out all about WebVid on our website, webvid.com. Stay safe. Have a great day.